Need I say more? Okay, no, but on a serious note, definitely Stillness is an incredible game. A demo made by just one guy who claims that it is a boring third-person zombie game. But that couldn't be further from the truth. It has multiple creative plot twists that really tingled my pickle. On that note, this is a disclaimer that there are major spoilers ahead. Right off the bat, we get thrown into an atmospheric and rather polished main menu with a bunch of character customization options. I resisted the lure of the siren song and chose the most vanilla option because I'm basic like that. I was then brought to a weapon selection screen where I had a choice between 3 different rifles with the option to include a suppressor and optical sight. The first level was the highway, and after coming face to face with some dry Chinese humor, I was blown away by how detailed the environment looked. I immediately got to killing my first few zombies and was surprised at how good the gunplay felt. The sounds and animations were on point, especially when hitting headshots. I instantly knew that I was going to love cracking them zombies in the head. Other than one zombie going sicko mode on me towards the end, the level was relatively easy and it just really solidified the big headshot satisfaction. The second level was the village, and one thing I found myself doing was exploring the environment even though I knew there was nothing to be found other than ammunition. While relaxing in one of the attics, I got blindsided by an American zombie and this happened. A freaking quick time event in a demo. It really caught me off guard, especially since I thought I was safe, having cleared the building out before that. The third level was the Chinese alley, and after another bout of top-tier Chinese humor, I was greeted by a dark and gloomy, Chinese alley. I was popping off headshots left and right until this happened. Holy shit. Bullets didn't seem to have much effect on it, so I panicked and tried to distance myself as much as possible, but the Chinese zombie was surprisingly fast and hot on my heels. Once I collected 3 different items scattered around the map, a health bar appeared, and that's when I knew. I turned around and Once he got smoked, a horde of his sims were incredibly angry and tried to avenge him. I managed to pop off some of their heads, but quickly got overwhelmed. Actually felt kinda good though, not gonna lie, first time I got overwhelmed by sims. So in the second attempt, I managed to clear the level. On the 4th and final map, I decided to bring my waifu along, because thou shalt not bring others if he has the choice to bring thy waifu along. It is written in a book somewhere I read before. Also, it was an unknown map, and the description was kinda scary, so I needed some comfort. To my surprise, upon loading in, I didn't see my waifu. Shit game bro. I immediately noticed the first person view, which was unlike previous levels. What's more, I was back at the Chinese alley. I also noticed that I did not have any weapons on me. I then came across an unusually tall creature and tried to sneak around it, but as I waited for a respawn that never came, I was thinking about how the developer did not patch that glitch, and that was when I landed in... Okay, seriously, click away now if you want to play this game for yourself, because this is the biggest spoiler of the year. The back rooms. Holy shit. If you aren't familiar with the back rooms, it's basically sort of a limbo dimension where people who glitch through reality stay trapped there for basically ever. I won't go into the rabbit hole of the back rooms lore, but I highly recommend it. It's almost like a coming of age for becoming a lonely wizard in these modern times. I stumbled upon one of my waifus, and after looting her body and paying my respects, I continued down the endless hallways. It wasn't long until I almost shat my pants. With the only weapon in my hand, I stuck a few rounds in the monstrosity while trying to frantically put distance between us. I tried to lose it in twists and turns of the never-ending maze, but unfortunately for me, it was a lanky boy, and with those long legs, it was keeping up with me pretty darn well. Finally, I came across a hole in the wall which I immediately jumped into. Relief washed over me, as I was pretty sure he could not fit into the space, allowing me to make my escape. Okay, he can. He can do be fit in the wall. I ran out of ammunition while panicking, but fortunately the rapid bursts of fire managed to slow him down just enough that I was able to lose him before he emerged from the hole. After running around in circles, I finally found some guy. He basically said that in order to escape, we had to collect vials of zombie blood. He gave me more ammo, so I ain't complaining. It wasn't long before I stumbled upon the first zombie, and after he had a quivering orgasm, I collected the first blood sample. I also stumbled upon a super creepy area with Mr. Lanky in close proximity. With no other choice, I was forced to hide there. The whole process was extremely nerve-wracking, as Mr. Lanky could literally turn the corner anytime while I was collecting the samples. After shitting my pants a few more times, I finally completed the quest and returned to Mr. Guy. This time he basically insulted me and said to follow him closely as he knew a way out of the place. Wanting to get out of this hellhole, I eagerly matched his pace, but then this happened. I scrambled out of there as best as I could, but Mr. Lanky wouldn't give up. I tried the wall hole trick again, this time with him scratching my ass on the way in, but even that didn't work. Not knowing where to go, I stumbled around till I realized that there were still zombies in the... Wait, there are multiple Mr. Lankys? What? All I could remember was that my mind was blank. I ran towards a hole which I thought was the exit, but got swiped on when I realized it was a dead end. The second time around, I made sure to stay as far away as possible from the liar, and with that glorious head start, I managed to find an exit in one of the hidden rooms. With that, our journey came to an end, bringing us back to the moody menu from where we first started. All in all, Deathly Stillness is an amazing game with an incredible attention to detail, with mechanics and features that I was not expecting to be in a demo. These range from things like idle animations in the character customization menus, level cutscenes, quick-time events, slow-mo finishers, the ability to change perspectives, different firing modes, different zooming behaviors based on pressing or holding down a button, the intricate sound design of the player's breath and footsteps in the final level, and much more. Heck, he even added markers to let the player know where the remaining few zombies are in a level. Many of these things are quality of life features that aren't even present in some fully developed games. More importantly, despite the developers' claim that it had no plot, it very clearly had some form of progression. It was also very clearly well thought out, with the first level slowly introducing the player to the game's mechanics with simple objectives, turning the complexity up as we went along, with the last level completely subverting the player's expectations. It was an incredibly glorious and unique shooter/horror experience. For how pretty this game is, what is invisible to the naked eye also deserves praise. For how detailed the environment looked, I never once had issues with my frame rate, and it was an overall incredibly well developed game from start to finish, and you can really tell that the dev really loved what he was developing. With that in mind, I commend you. Sorry, my Mandarin is not that good. Chen Jia Cheng. I hope I got that right. We need more developers who are as passionate as you around. Also,